adjust on the screen. Yep, okay, good. So I gotta flip back and forth between the screens. So what are we doing here? I'm just gonna do a quick little guy's doing a sphere, right? He puts a UV sphere in. I'll put it to like 64 verts or segments rather. That's fine, doesn't matter. And this little drop down. I think you just click auto smooth for this. I mean, it's round. It really doesn't matter, but it's going to matter if we cut a boolean in it. So now with that, a touch. All right. Hang on. I got to take this earbud out. I can hear myself. That's never happened before. So what I want to do is our object. We'll call it a union. And then I'm just going to apply that. And there's going to be a byproduct in there. So I'm just going to delete that. Or 3, doesn't matter. That's going to be the left or right facing. And coincidentally, if you hit Control 1, you'll look behind it. If you hit Control 3, you'll be looking from the clean. And so all you have to do, and this is like super simple, I'll take this because I want to bevel it. So I'm going to have might help. This is, but it's not going to matter too much because we're going to be putting a big bevel in this, so it doesn't matter. And so then I'll bring this one out as well, double tap G and bring it down. Toolbox, you can pull out the toolet function, and let's see, we can go from the Z, and I'm going to need to pull out origins. So dot right there, that's where the original origin is. So you got to change that. So I go origin to geo, boom, and now it's right in the middle. So now I could tool this. Now they're perfect. So, and you don't have to do that. You could just slide them. You'll get the bevel. So now I'm going to select here, Shift Alt, double right click, and this just gives you segments, but whatever you have has to stay in those 2 lines because you're not going to eat the geometry like the mesh machine does. But you can roll it up and give it quite a few seconds. 16, and then I can drop that. And now you'll end up with this really nice merge point where the 2 are. And so from here, I'll go into face select. And that's just the face. You can actually hit 7 to get that top view. That's cool. And hit, once you've got those selected and you want to select them, like box select them, don't do it one at a time, just select that out. Now you can actually hit Control A and apply that scale so you can add a nice bevel. And so you can select this and you can actually add a bevel, add it. select that loop, and I'll hit S and hold down shift, and I'm going to scale that in just a little bit. It will change the shading, but it's going to give me more of what I want. And I can just lift. And let's do something different here. I'm going to hit Control E, and I want to go ahead and see, we can mark it sharp, but I want to put, and then just scale that one kind of standard, not so much, just enough to kind of accentuate it. And then I can add a little bevel right. I've actually added some cool features in here. I threw some of my mechs in there. You can check those out. You've got some other things. I've got a background now, and it doesn't, scale that bad boy up, something like that. And if you want to put a camera in there, you can do that. Now I'm just going to make a few important to append them in at the 3D cursor, because it's just easier this way. And this whole add-on, generally speaking, can, and so here we go. If you don't have the bool tools enabled under the add-on, under preferences, add-ons, you can what you do is select an object with shift select, and then you can hit Control minus and cut a boolean in. And of course, this isn't necessarily pull out the shading workflow and shade it smooth. Maybe shade it flat. No, I'll go ahead and shade it smooth because it's going to make it look a little bit better. I think that could work out. There would be some cleanup here, and that's going to take a while. I wouldn't, not going to do that live. That's a pain. Something, going to hold shift and kind of play around with the setting here, because I'm too close to those modifiers tab. I've got an apply all, which is just easy. From going here to here, when you're doing this for 10 hours, it gets to be a real pain. And so the